Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley, currently trying to lose 100 pounds, become a healthier me. So in today's video, I am doing a meal prep video to set me up for success for the rest of the week. And we're going to start with breakfast, and I am making an apple pumpkin spice oatmeal. So I'm just starting off by cutting up my apples. So I have 3 apples here, and I think I'm using Red Delicious apples, but you can use whatever apples you prefer. You can use Granny Smith if you want more of a tart apple taste in it, or you can use Fuji, any type you like, and you can use more or less apples depending on how much you like apples in your oatmeal. After I'm done cutting up the apples, I'm just going to put it in a pot so I can cook them down. I'm going to put cinnamon in it and a little bit of water. You can add as much cinnamon as you like in this recipe. It doesn't really matter. While the apples are cooking, I'm going to start adding some veggies. So this recipe is very good to get some extra veggies in if you don't really like your vegetables. And this worked great because my son, he's only 13 months. And he loved this recipe, and it's filled with veggies, so I was so proud that he liked this recipe because he doesn't like vegetables, but this he liked. So I just add half a zucchini and half a carrot. So I'm just adding 2 cups of almond milk. You can use whatever milk you want. You can use regular dairy milk, or you can use a different kind of nut milk, or even oat milk, or just plain water. It all depends on what you prefer, but I like almond milk in this recipe. Then I add a half a cup of pumpkin puree, just the one that doesn't have any added sugar into it. Then I add pumpkin pie spice, so I do cinnamon, cloves, ginger, and nutmeg. The last thing I do is add 1 cup of oats, and I'll add just a little bit of chia seeds, and this is perfect because it fed me and Kai pretty well for about 3 days. For a snack, I'm making these really easy pumpkin spice oatmeal cookies. So I'm starting up with 2 cups of oatmeal, and I'm going to add 1 cup of pumpkin to that. Then I add just a little bit of maple syrup. I probably only added about a tablespoon, if that. So you can add more or less depending how sweet you would like it. And then after I mix it up a little bit, I added just a tiny bit of almond milk just to kind of make it a little more wet, if that makes sense. So then I added just a little bit of chocolate chips. I probably only added about less than 1/4 cup. The only reason for that though is because that's all I had left in my pantry. So I would definitely add more chocolate chips to this recipe because some of the cookies had chocolate chips and some of them didn't. But yeah, so definitely add some more chocolate chips unless you rather just no chocolate chips at all. That's fine as well. So just ignore the terrible looking pan that I have there, but you're going to want to put some tin foil or a baking sheet, anything on top of the pan just so the cookies don't stick, and then put the cookies on the pan, pat them down into little circular shapes. They'll make about 12. Then put them in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. For lunches and dinners, I am just making 2 types of chicken. So I'm doing chicken drumsticks and chicken breast and some potatoes. really use measurements for this stuff, but I'm just going to make a marinade for both the chickens. So I'm using some Dijon mustard, Mrs. Dash seasoning, salt, oregano, pepper, olive oil, and red wine vinegar. So just get a pan and put tin foil on top of the pan as well so the chicken doesn't stick to the pan, and plus it makes cleanup so much easier when you do this. So I am doing that, and I was going to put them on the same tray, but then I realized I didn't have enough room, so I moved the chicken breast so all the drumsticks can fit onto one pan. So I'm just cutting up some celery just because I like to have that on hand. I like to eat celery with peanut butter or some sort of dip. So I'm cutting that up so I have that already in the fridge for me. Then I'm going to start on with my potatoes. So I'm just cutting up these like small little potatoes to go with dinners and lunches. I'm keeping the potatoes very simple with just some Mrs. Dash seasoning and some olive oil, but you can use whatever kind of seasoning you want and whatever kind of oil you want, just to put them in the oven and then just roast them with the rest of the food. This chicken I'm mostly using for lunches for me and Kai, so I am going to cut up the chicken and put it in the fridge for whenever we're eating lunches. And for another dinner that I am making is going to be a stuffed shells. So I'm going to start by putting some cottage cheese, just about 1 container of cottage cheese into the bowl. And I'm going to add spinach to that for some extra veggies. And then I'm going to add oregano. And I did not mean to add this much oregano, so don't do this. I like oregano, but not that much. Yeah, so I had to scoop some of that oregano out because I wasn't gonna have my meal tasting only like herbs. So I'm gonna mix that up after I get most of the oregano out of the cheese mixture, and then I'm going to add some mozzarella cheese as well. Now I'm not gonna fully bake this until the day of actually having it. So I had this the next day, but I just kind of meal prepped it in advance. But I'm gonna get a little pan and then I'm gonna put down some marinara sauce. Then I boiled some shells so I can stuff them. So I'm gonna put that down. Then I'm gonna just put the cheese mixture into the shells. Then when those are all stuffed, I'm gonna put marinara sauce on the top and then I'm gonna sprinkle with some Parmesan cheese. Then I'm gonna put some tin foil on top of it and put it in the fridge until I'm ready to fully bake it the next day. So if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. Click that bell notification so you never miss a video with me. It really helps out the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!